Hello and welcome to the Southern Perspective. My name is Julius Kizzee, bringing you the latest news from the University of Southern Mississippi. Now, there are stories that journalists can tell about others, and there are other stories that people want to tell themselves from their own experiences. There are stories that the media can tell, and there are those that the people want to tell themselves.
Color they're from.
This is a human library where pages are not counted and the books do not end. The pages are not made of paper, but of emotion.
In a situation like this, you're being selfless. You have to be of service to others. You have to get out of yourself. Even though you're talking about yourself, you've got to do it for the greater good of someone else, to show them the hope, to show them that there's a future, to show them, you know what, I've been there, I've done that too.
These stories come from students and others in the Hattiesburg community. From a male feminist to being a mixed martial arts fighter, the stories, sponsored by Access on campus, are endless.
The conversations about these hard topics that no one will really get the opportunity to have the conversation with these people ever again, really. It gives them that safe space to ask questions and to really get to learn about those topics that they wouldn't really learn about.
Steve Richards is the Delta Tau Delta advisor for Southern Miss and lives with cystic fibrosis, making it difficult for him to breathe.
It's a disease that affects all of your mucus-producing glands, lungs, liver, pancreas, sweat, salt, reproductive. So anything that's mucus producing, it affects.
Even though he can pass at any moment, he'd rather live in this one.
What's the point of being here if you're just existing? Because then you're not enjoying life, you're not doing anything.
Stina Jacobs is a former cocaine addict who's been recovering for 8 years.
My eating disorder was the worst, and it's the culprit of everything else. It's what introduced me to cocaine. It's what introduced me to more drinking, and sometimes I'd be like, well, I'll just have like a daiquiri for lunch instead of, and it's not Smoothie King. You can't replace a meal with a daiquiri, but I did, those kind of things.
Philip Stoner believes that women should not be the only ones fighting for women's rights.
I think that being open about being a feminist and the way I view women's advancement culture, I think as a heterosexual male it helps to normalize that. I would like to think that.
Only one of 3 stories, the Human Library opened the eyes of many students on campus.
It goes a long way when you can understand people, why they do what they do and what they're going through. It makes you more willing to accept them for who they are.
The Human Library only shows that stories can be told from any mouth without a page. By participating in the Human Library, those that are affected are grateful for talking to others about their experiences. My name is Julius Kizzee, and this is The Southern Perspective.